just got all the wheels on, mounted. They're all good to go. And we're headed down to go get some budget lowering kit for the Mustang. I've only done this one time before. I had a Civic, and I heated up the springs way too much, and it basically, the fenders were rubbing the tires, and I lowered it way too much, because they kind of, like, you got to heat them and let them come down, and then like ride it around for a minute and let them kind of set in. Well, I just kept like lifting up and setting it down, and then it looked good, but then when I went and rode it around, they like sagged out, and it was basically undrivable. So we're gonna take that little bit of experience I had before and reapply it now. So hopefully I don't ruin the car and have to buy springs anyway, because that's pretty much what I'm trying to avoid, because eventually I'm gonna have to get a front tube K member and do coilovers in the front, but that's a whole nother discussion that we're not gonna get into. So let's go heat some springs. Alright, this is the current setup on the SN95. They're SVE, I believe the Drift is what they call them wheels. I went with 18 by 10.5 on the back with 305, 35, 18 Nitto 555s, and they're 18 by, I think, 9 in the front with Nitto 555s also, but they're only 275s in the front. So we just stopped over here at the Lowe's, and we're gonna go get us some MAP gas, or hopefully something, try to get this thing lowered, because it's got all kinds of wheel gap. Alright, I got some of the stuff. What you're looking for is it's called MAP gas, and it burns hotter than propane. See, I got a propane kit because it was actually the same price just for the torch as it was a whole bottle of propane and a torch. But from everything that I've done, I've never used propane before. I always used just the MAP gas. But everything I've done, and I talked to a couple friends of mine, they said propane does not get hot enough to actually heat up the springs. So that's it sucks. I got a can of propane, but I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Maybe we'll blow it up or something. But let's get this show on the road. Alright, we are currently back at the house, and this is what you're pretty much gonna need. Got your MAP gas. You can use one of these or a lighter, because the torch head is not some of them have a little button that'll self-light themselves. But yeah, let's get it started. First you need to get the body up, and then we're gonna put pressure on the spring after we get the wheel off, and just apply some heat and stack some coils. So, yep. There we go. Got some locking lug nuts. Actually, we'll just... I think this is the right one. Yep, there we go. Alrighty. There's our coil spring right there. We're gonna let it down onto the body of the other spring, and then we're gonna jack up on the bottom of this to put pressure on the coil spring. Then we can heat her up and let her go, hopefully. Alright, so that currently does not have any weight on it. All the weight is pushing up on this, compressing the spring. Now we'll get the MAP gas out, get the torch out, put it on. Oh, there's our bottle of propane. see here. There we go. Let's get that together and I'll be right back again. Alright, now what you're going to want to do is crank it open a little bit. Which way is it? That's right. Alright. So you hear her going. And then there we go. I don't know if the camera's picking that up or not. Yeah. It's that's pretty much what we're gonna be doing. I'm gonna start down here. Oh, burnt out on me. Alright, I'll be back. That wind's blowing off good. Alright, I stacked 3 springs, and like before I could get my fist all the way in there. Now I can't get my fist in there, but I mean I still have a ton of fender gap. So I did the other side too. It's pretty close to the same, stacked 3 springs. But I'm gonna go take it around the block and see if it'll sag out just a little bit more, and then come back and I still have plenty of gas left, so might stack a couple more springs. I didn't expect it to still be that high, but here's the back. We haven't messed with the back for reference. You know, I can get my whole hand in and out of there, no problem. All right. Well, using the MAP gas to heat the springs, it did work, but I'm gonna get up close on it here in a minute. I spent about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Scott came over. We heated, stacked about 4 coils on the left, right. Then put it all back together and checked it out, rode it around, see if it would sag down, and then took it all back apart and stacked 2 more coils, you know, left side, right side. And I don't really want to heat them anymore, but I think I'm gonna have to. I just did the front and I'm already out of 1 can. I still have a can of propane, but I don't think the propane's gonna get hot enough from what everybody told me. But it definitely did. It lowered the front about, I'd say about 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches, and it's fairly even. I thought it was gonna come out pretty bad, but here I'll go get a close-up on it, and I'll try to attach like a before and after picture. I have a pretty good picture right before and right after, but I'd say it was a success. So for like 20 something dollars, I lowered it a little bit, and eventually it'll have to be replaced regardless, because it's the wrong way to do it, but it's all about having a little bit of fun. Okay, so here we are, and fender gap, it's still got a decent amount, and we just did the front because the back wasn't as bad, but the front of this thing had a solid, I don't know, maybe 5-6 inches. I can't even get my fist in there now, and before I could get my fist and my thumb all the way in there. So if that even tells you how much of a gap there was. But it came out, it's looking pretty decent. It still needs some more work. I think I can get the front down a couple more inches, but I just need another can of MAP gas. And then the back can come down. I mean, the back can come down a lot, but I think I'm gonna have to get that fender rolled, the left and the right rears. But that's where the Mustang currently is, and I think next is It's probably going to be making a little bit louder, getting rid of the cats, and then getting a tuner to get the check engine lights turned off. So let's just keep on and stay tuned.